So you step on the scale after a week of trying and the number hasn't budged. Or even worse, it's gone up. That familiar sinking feeling washes over you. You know what I'm talking about, that feeling of failure. You've done low carb, you did high protein, you tried intermittent fasting, counting calories, and it feels like nothing works. You did everything you were told to do, and here you are, back at square one. You've been convinced the problem isn't the diet, it's actually you. You just lack the willpower or the discipline that everyone else has. But what if I told you that's a complete lie? What if your past attempts didn't fail because you gave up, but because they were designed to fail from the start? Research shows the more diets you try, the more likely you are to gain weight in the future. A staggering 95% of diets fail. They're built on a shaky foundation, restriction and willpower. A combination that science and basic human nature have proven time and time again can't coexist. Now, this isn't a video about some new fad diet that I'm gonna pitch you or some magic pill. This is about shifting your entire approach. We're tossing out that old busted rule book, the one that's left you feeling defeated right now, and replacing it with 4 powerful strategies that target why people struggle. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll have a new framework, one that can guarantee that you never feel like a failure on this journey again. Okay guys, what you need to understand is the reason why it's so difficult for you to lose weight and keep it off is because you believe in this one myth, and that's that fit people have more willpower and discipline than you do. You believe that the reason why they're fit and you're not is because they can say no to that cookie every day, and they can say no to that cake, and they can say yes to the workouts while you're on your couch eating the same sweets every single night. Willpower uses up the same energy that you use to make decisions at work, to go through high intensity workouts, to deal with your kids on a daily basis. That same energy is getting drained throughout the entire day when you're making those decisions, when you're doing those workouts, when you're dealing with your kids. And then at the end of the night, 6, 7, 8 p.m., you're trying to rely on willpower to go ahead and push through and make that right decision when it comes to your fitness or your nutrition. And that is completely the wrong way to do it. What you should do instead is you should have systems and routines in place that eliminate willpower and allow you to kind of just go through the motions. It starts with the first strategy, which is building an environment that allows you to win. So what that means is clearing your pantry of snacks and things that are easily accessible that could derail your progress. It means putting everything in your calendar from the times that you work out to the times that you do meal prep and sticking to it rigorously. It means having meals planned ahead for the week, and then not only having them planned ahead, but prepping what you can. I like to cook all my meats in bulk and then pick from them and pick and choose what my meals are going to be maybe that day. But in the past, I would meal prep my breakfast, lunch, and all my snacks every Sunday. And I would just choose different dinners, but even the dinners would be mostly prepped or easy to cook. The next thing you need to realize is your nutrition and your fitness journey is going to be long. So you need to make sure that you're having compassion with yourself and you're focusing on consistency and not perfection. The biggest issue that I see a lot of people have, especially struggle with restriction and binging, is that they try to hate themselves into a new version of themselves. So you can't hate where you're at and beat yourself up and say, if I just shame myself enough for eating those Oreos, then I'll get into a state where I'm a fitter version of myself. It does not work like that. The next thing you do is you try to go for the quick fixes. You look at the results without context. So you'll say, I did a juice cleanse and I lost 10 pounds during this juice cleanse, but all you look at is the 10 pounds that you lost, and you don't look at the fact that you were miserable while you did it and you gained 12 pounds right after you got done the juice cleanse. So focus on things that are sustainable. Don't get into the point where you're restricting so much that all you do is crave the things that you're restricting. It's only going to lead to a binge. You're eventually going to cave in. It's not a matter of if, but when. And once you do, you're probably going to be in a worse situation than when you started. How you can fix this is by asking yourself one question: can I do this forever? Does this mean eating in a calorie deficit forever? No. Eventually you would starve and die. What I do mean is ask yourself, what are the systems and the routines that I can do? Can I say no to those Oreos that are on the countertop forever? Probably not. Can I go for even a 10-minute walk every single day if it's nice outside? Probably. And so when you're structuring your fitness and your nutrition journey, it needs to be around this idea that we're building habits that can be done forever and not just things that are 75 hard, whole 30, things that have an end date associated with them. We want to avoid those because we're mentally in a place where we're like, I just have to do this until X date. And the goal through all of this, whenever we're building a new habit, is just like I said, we want to focus on maintenance and what the journey looks like after the fat loss. So my lifestyle, I still walk 8,000 steps, regardless of whether I'm trying to lose weight or build muscle or maintain. When I'm trying to lose weight, I'm trying to walk a little bit more, but that walking is a foundation of my life. It is always going to be a part of my life until I die. I'm always going to try to walk at least once a day outside, preferably. I am going to try to lift weights at least 3 times a week. It is something that is now ingrained in my life. When I'm trying to build muscle at a faster rate, I might go to the gym more often. When I'm trying to maintain what I've built or just enjoy this moment of life, maybe I might go less. For the nutrition, I eat at the same time every day, whether I'm trying to gain muscle, whether I'm trying to lose fat, I'm always trying to eat around the same time, and I'm always trying to eat around the same things, just different serving sizes. So when I'm trying to lose weight, I might be focused on eating steak, eggs, and spinach. But when I'm trying to gain muscle, I might try to focus on steak, eggs, and toast or potatoes or oatmeal, something that can give me a little bit more calories that can aid in the muscle building process. But as far as what the meals look like and when they're planned and when they're consumed, it stays the same. And that's really what you guys want to think about doing, is you don't want to go too in the weeds with habits or systems or routines that you know are not sustainable long term. If you have young children, going to the gym 7 days a week is a recipe for disaster. If you have a busy career and you're in between maybe intense projects or high priority projects, picking up a whole bunch of habits that you know you're going to have to drop as soon as the next big project hits is probably not a good idea. So you need to think about maintenance from day one of forming your fit nutrition plan. So the reason you felt like a failure, it was never about discipline. You were fighting the wrong battle with the wrong tools. You were told to rely on willpower, a battery that is almost guaranteed to run out. You were sold these punishing diets that were always meant to be temporary. And you trapped yourself in this cycle of self-blame that will never lead to success. But that cycle ends today because now you have 4 proven strategies that change the game. 1, build an environment that makes healthy choices easy and frees you from the trap of willpower. 2, practice self-compassion and turn that self-critic into your biggest fan. 3, focus on sustainable habits because consistency beats perfection. And 4, plan for maintenance from day one and build a lifestyle that lasts. This framework removes the guesswork, it removes the guilt, and it gives you a clear path forward, one that works with your life and not against it. You absolutely have the power to do this. You just needed the right strategy. If this resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more content like this that cuts through the noise.